Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock those fingers. Keep it up to the ceiling. Force your hips and waist to peak at the heel of your opposite foot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to the left. Good Tai Chi posture. Kick your right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose the right side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift to weight, cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shift your weight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cross training. Okay, making circles with our arm, with our wrists, fanjirong, going forward. Yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup, palms are up, reverse. Yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Okay, kicking up the sand. Jukmu wandong. Stand on your left, post down, kick up with your right. Yubei, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Pedal forward, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Stand on your right, kick up the sand with your left. Yubei, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Pedal forward, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Making circles with our foot. Gyurkoi mun, standing on your left, circle no higher than 2 inches above the ground, going outwards with your right. Yubei, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Reverse, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Stand on your right, circle with your left. Yubei, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Reverse, yat, ni, sam, say, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Okay, new one. We're gonna box. Dat ma jakun. Okay? Fingers widespread, squatting down. Hands to the back. Serong, hey. Yat, ni, sam. Ni, sam. Sam, ni, sam. Say, ni, sam. Ni, sam. Look, ni, sam. Chut, ni, sam. Turn at your waist. Bat, ni, sam. Go, ni, sam. Sup, ni, sam. Okay, practice that one. All right, good golden cockerel. Use your safety measures. Good Tai Chi posture. Opening up your span, dropping those shoulders. Thinking about how you're going to spiral when you do your golden cockerel as well as counterbalancing. Here we go, golden cockerel. Last one. Kicking out. 50-50, shift weight to the left. Closer to your danten. Tuck in those elbows. Follow. last set. Holding your ball. Root down, nice ball, grow through your spine. Out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball. Out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Actually, this time, let's put our hands at our waist. Okay, we're going to review everything. Okay, T stance, drop those shoulders. L stance, round the crotch, turn, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T stance, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T stance, L stance, turn the hips and waist, bow stance, okay? So everything that I say is not just for myself. Everything that I say should have some meaning and something that you do physically. Root down, T stance, L stance, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, adjust the back foot, bow stance. Sit back, sit down on that stool, twist step, root down, T stance, L stance, turn the hips and waist, flatten, adjust, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T, L, turn the hips and waist, bow. Listen carefully, sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on the T stance. We're going to add on, part the wild horse's mane. L stance, move the ball, bottom head advances, go up the horse's mane on a bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on a T stance, out and to the side, bow stance, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with a ball on a T stance, L stance, move that ball, bottom hand advances to serve your friend a snack in front of you. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, center with a ball, take an L, bottom hand advances, here's your snack. Sit back, sit down, twist step, okay, no words, think through yourself. And then hold your ball and pause. So after learning parting of the wild horse's mane, we learned, I believe, grasping of the bird's tail, and then last week we learned brush knee. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah? Okay, so now we're going to review and evaluate how we're doing with grasping of the bird's tail. So unlike parting of the wild horse's mane, grasping of the bird's tail involves two movements to make one movement called grasping of the bird's tail. So instead of going up the horse's mane, we are warding off. Okay, and people are going to watch because you're going to find something that perhaps you can help yourself with in clarifying this movement and all movements. On a T stance, you're holding a ball. If you're warding off your opponent, you're going to use your forearm. You're not going to serve a snack. So therefore, the movements are entirely different. You take an L, you move that ball, the bottom hand advances, and you push your opponent away. Only to a certain amount of space If you should go further forward, you are out of balance and you are a prey to your opponent. So T stance, L stance, O stance. You pause because you're in the best optimal position. You use your hips and waist to turn, and then you reposition your hand to now sit back, sit down, turn at the hips and waist, contact, turn at the hips and waist, center of the body, push the energy out. Sit back down, and then push out, okay? All right, let's try that, and then we can fix it up a little bit more. We said that we would grasp the bird's tail, but first ward off. So stand erect, hold your ball, root down on the right. Take an L stance, move that ball, bottom hand advances, ward off your opponent only to a certain distance, still in good Tai Chi posture. Don't move your hands, they're attached to your body. Turn the hips and waist, then reposition the hand. Grasp the bird's tail by pulling back, turning at the hips and waist, contacting, turn at the hips and waist, hands go for the ride, push from the center of your body, separate the armed hands, sit back, sit down, lower, push up, spiral forward. Other side, sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, hold your ball in a T stance, out on an L, bottom hand advances, ward off, and pause. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hand, sit down on that stool, look back, contact, turn at the hips and waist, push the energy out, separate the hands, roll back. You're on the heel because you're sitting down, pushing up, and then forward. Doing this as a drill, sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball, root down on a T, out on an L, bottom hand wards off your opponent, pause, good Tai Chi posture, turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, sit down, sit back, look back, turn, contact, push, separate, roll back, sit down, come up, then lunge forward together with hands and feet. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on the T stance, bring those elbows in, out on an L, bottom hand wards off your opponent and pauses. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, sit down, sit back, turn at the hips and waist to look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, center of the body, push the energy out, separate the hands, roll back, sit down, come up, lunge forward together. One more time. This time you say the words to yourself. And hold your ball and pause. All right? Watch what I do and see how you can better what you've been doing. ready? Fix it up. Begin. Okay, here's some words. T stance, out and to the side, ward off. Pause. Turn the hips and waist, reposition. Sit down, sit back. Turn at the hips and waist to look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist. Push from the center of the body. Separate the arms, roll back, sit down. Push up, then forward. Sit back, sit down, twist. Center with a ball on a T. Take an L. Bottom hand advances. Push your opponent away, forearming him. Pause. Turn the hips and waist. Reposition. Sit down, sit back. Turn at the hips and waist to look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist. Push from the center. Separate the arms. Sit back. Sit down. Come up. Lunge forward. Okay, your turn to watch. Your turn to do. Get ready on a T stance. All together. Ward off. Pause. Turn the hips and waist. Reposition. Sit down, sit back. Turn at the hips and waist to look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist. Push from the center. Separate, roll back. Sit down. How you got up, how you get down is how you get up. Sit back, sit down. Twist. Ball. T. Out L. Ward off. Pause. Turn hips and waist. Reposition. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Sit down. Come up. Lunge forward. One more time, no words. Your turn to internalize and work it through. Begin. Hold your ball and pause. Okay, so hopefully you'll take that piece home like all the other movements and work them through looking for something finer, okay? All right, moving on now. Let's go over brush your knee. How many practiced? Everybody shy to raise their hand? All right. So let me do it first since no one practiced, okay? So we were supposed to have built a platform in which we could grow from, okay? So that platform may or may not be there, so I'm going to teach you again. But I'm not going to teach you again and again and again and again, okay? So you're going to have to grab hold of it. So I'll come forward, okay, which is a little bit different. In order to brush your knee, you're going to have to multitask. You have to do many things all at once. You're on a T stance. You were told that one hand was, the fingers were pointing towards your shoulder, whereas the other one was not at the same level, but slightly higher. And you're glancing at the higher hand. I'm doing this because this is part of the multitasking. One backhand comes close, as you watch it, it comes to your head. You watch it as it comes to your head. But I'm so ingrained that I know that two things happen, head and hand, head and hand. So two things are happening. But I said at least three things will happen. So here is the third thing, head, hand, heel. Okay? I use the word set it up correctly. So we're on a T stance, and we're going to set it up correctly. After we set it up correctly, we're going to multitask. Head, hand, heel. Head, hand, heel are three things. Head, hand, heel. And we said magic will happen. We turn our hips and waist and brush our knee. We were going to now work on today how to finally finish up the movement. Okay, and so now you're thinking, well, you know, she said set it up correctly, and all of a sudden she multitasked, and then she turned her hips and waist. Well, that's where we want to be, okay? But when I'm doing it by myself, I sometimes just do it how I would normally do it for myself. Whereas when I instruct, I'm giving specifics. The specifics are important because if the specifics are not acknowledged or done, then it becomes just a insignificant movement, not meaningful. So we have to break it down and learn the specifics, okay? So taking it from there, let's see if you can apply what you just saw and heard, okay? On a T stance, left hand, fingers pointing to your shoulder, right hand higher, you're glancing at the right hand. You're on a T stance, you have energy, so you're storing it on your right foot. Set it up correctly. Next thing is multitasking. So the first thing that we need to take address is the top hand comes to our head. Can you show me how that goes? Okay, you're going to say it's easy, but you know three things are going to happen, so make sure this guy knows what to do. All right, leave it out. Second thing that happens is the left hand drops down. When I say drops down, it doesn't come all the way down. It drops down part way. So maybe to above your waist, okay, above your waist. All right, so two things happen. Head down, head down. Got it? Two things are working. And you're glancing at that back head. Head down, heel. Head down, heel. Turn the hips and waist. Hands go for the ride. Other side, sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, set it up correctly. Left hand, fingers pointing to your shoulder. Right hand and left hand higher, glancing at the left. Multitask. Head down, head down, head down, heel. Turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, set it up correctly. Three things happen. Head down, heel. Head down, heel. Head down, heel. turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, set it up correctly. 3 things happen. Head down, heel, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, T-stance, set it up correctly. Multi, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Make sure that all my commands are being implemented. Set it up correctly. Multi, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Better. Get it. Much better. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Set it up correctly. Multi, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Root down. T-stance. Set it up correctly. Multi, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. You say the words to yourself. Set it up correctly. Hold your ball. Okay, one more time, watching me. One more time. Okay, one more time this way. Actually, my turn. So here again, just to make it, reinforce what I'm trying to communicate with you is that I set it up correctly, I multi, and then I use my hips and waist to brush my knee. Some of you are ahead of the game and wondering, how come? Okay, we'll take care of that in a little while. Multi, turn hips and waist. Why you don't end up the same way I do in the finer detail. So that's what we were going to cover today, but I wanted to make sure that everything before this final finish was done correctly. So I think you're going to have to go home and you're going to have to review the lesson, actually, and then put it together. So make sure that you set it up correctly, but just don't go into it yet. Make sure that you set it up correctly, multi, then set magic, okay? There's a good reason for that. So if we're already doing this and our magic happens, because our hips and waists are engaged, we're just finishing it off with a swing. And the swing comes in knowing that it's okay to let the hand finish off and let that ball be caught in the center. Okay, but then there are parameters, okay? So she said, set it up. She said, swing it out. Something's wrong. I'm not centered. So I'm gonna go back to my regular, my routine and say that. So I go back to my premise that you all have straight spine. And although this finishing off comes this way, you are still centered. You're still straight up. You're not twisting with that turn. You're just, the core is helping that turn or the brushing of the knee. But you know, that will come after your magic really is magical. If it's not magical, forget about this guy, okay? But we want to get that magic as pure as it can be, okay? And just because the word magic is something that we can't always do and wish we could, does not mean it gets a priority. How you set it up, how you multitask, all those things are accumulated and need to be furnished before that magic happens. But we can't just jump to magic first and then figure out where the hand is. Everything is in steps, okay? Get it? Yeah? All right. So what we've done is we've taken the Yang Ten form and worked on principles, but then implemented them in certain movements, 10 movements. However, we did not sequence it, but I felt that this way would be better by putting in on our daily basis a golden cockerel and a kick out, which are 2 movements right there. Then we started in with feet work and then adding on parting of the wild horse's mane. Then we got into warding off, right? And then now we're working on this one. So when you repulse the monkey, one hand centers you. Okay, you don't have to do it now. One hand centers you as if it were catching a ball from the ceiling. The other hand is not at that level, but it's slightly higher. You're glancing at the backhand, just like brush knee, and bringing it to your head, turning your head and neck, catching both balls, or meeting in the center, sliding back, and pushing forward. What you do on one side, you do on the other side. You glance, you bring it to the head, turn your neck, repulse the monkey. Okay, that's essentially how you repulse a monkey. So Sheila's reminding me that we did do it, but she could not remember seeing what the hands did because my back was towards you. Okay, so I'm showing you now the front movement where one hand is in the center and I'm glancing at the backhand. I'm bringing it to my head. As I turn my head and neck and I meet both hands in the center, then I do my sliding. Okay, here we go. This time we're gonna, we're stable feet, okay? Left hand in the center, right hand higher. Watching that backhand to the head, turning the head and neck, meeting both hands in the center, sliding forward, sliding back to the hip, center, higher, open both palms to the ceiling, watching that backhand to your head, turning your head and neck, meeting in the center, sliding back, sliding forward. This is a drill. Up higher, glance, open, bring it to the head, turn your head and neck, meet in the center, slide forward, slide back. Center, higher, open both palms, bring it to the head, turn your head and neck, meet in the center, slide. Do it yourself. Center, higher, glance, bring it to the head, turn your head and neck, meet in the center, slide forward, slide back. Center, higher, glance, bring it to the head, turn your head and neck, meet in the center, slide forward, slide back. Okay, stop. Okay, good. Watch again. The hand that stays in the front stays this way. The palms never change. Okay, and the palm never changes here either to some degree. But it looks as if it does because it takes on a different angle or orientation. But the hand rarely, or the palm, does not turn inside out, if you understand what I'm saying. Once it's set up, there's a little movement of the palm. Okay? So the hand, yes, keep that guy here. You don't have to turn it. Okay? Rarely anything going on. Rarely anything going on. Only now when you have to center to catch that ball from the ceiling, you're putting that palm towards the up motion, okay? Okay. So that actually is not too bad because why? We're not moving our feet, right? But when we complicate things, when we move our feet, then it's a double whammy, okay? It's harder. All right. So what I'm doing now is kind of giving you a smattering of the different movements. And as I see that you need help, we dig down a little deeper. But know that it's probably just a superficial, surface teaching. Then later, as you get better and as you practice, we can pull it down a little deeper, okay? Commencing form now, I may or may not have covered. So we're in Good Tai Chi posture. I'm going to stand this way because it sort of matters and doesn't matter, because I'm going to demo first. You shift your weight. Well, first it's 50-50. You shift your weight to the right to alleviate the weight of the left as the heel can come up, and then it's on its sole, then it's on its toe. When you're fully stable, you can lift off the ground, and just the same way you came up, you take slowly coming down to another 50-50. The hands were already dropped to the side seam of your pants. They then rotate towards your middle of your thigh, and then you're going to gradually pull up water to your shoulder level. Even the bird wants to learn, so we'll let him learn. We flex our knee, okay? So come up this way. I said to bring it up all the way to your chest, and then, or your chest, and then when you come down now, it's not this. What is it? It's, right? It's this. Okay? Start from the beginning. 50-50. Good Tai Chi posture. Shift your weight to the right, which is the opposite of what you're seeing. On your toe. Balance off the ground. Lift. Toe, sole, arch heel, rotate to the middle of the thighs. Take a deep breath in as you elevate. Pull up that water at shoulder level. Drop your shoulders, flex your knees, let gravity take care of the rest. Okay, and we don't want to come all the way down, but almost all the way down.
I just wanted to turn the page a little bit just to give you some idea of where we're trying to get you to. Right now, as she says, if we can get you to an approximation of where your arms and legs should be, that's probably par for the course. But all of this stuff you're trying to ultimately refine, and things to look for. We covered grasping the bird's tail, okay? And what I want to show in this movement is how you extend the energy out from central all the way out to the farthest position. For instance, if we are here, we hold our ball, we step out, and we ward off. So the power is here. But then we go out, drifts out, and the energy comes to the end of your hand. It's not just flopping out like this, it comes. Okay, the power comes out, sets for what it's going to do, and coming back is going to be the opposite. You're using to image in your mind that you have pushed this guy away just over here on his part of his body. And then the next thing you want to do is switch over and grasp here. That's the movement, grab. Then you just drop this from here. The power is here, but you're going to transfer it back this way. You drop your shoulders, drop your elbows, and you're pulling with your body and you bring it down. And then that's how you're grasping the bird's tail. And this hand has come up. From this position, it's come up. So that's eventually in the movements, the different movements you'll see, there is this attempt to bring the energy from a central position out to the periphery and back in again. Okay, that's one. Another one is, I sort of joke and say, when you do Tai Chi, the whole body is employed. You don't have an unemployed portion. Because otherwise what happens is people will just do this, or people will do this, or people will just stay here and this. There's a purpose to it. And the purpose on one hand is to help you become aware that where your body, different parts of your body move, have an effect on your equilibrium, okay? So for instance, if I do a brush knee, I'm here. This and this are counterbalanced, and the center is right here. So I can come from this position, I can go up to this position, and I'm still pretty much substantial. Then when if I want to come in this way, if I only came in with this hand, I might tip one way or the other. But if I come, and as I feel that, getting off balance, I move here, I move here, I'm in still a stable position. But to help myself, as I come up here, and I say, I got to bring my hands in to help myself with even further insurance, I'm doing this. Okay? You see, you go home and try that. What you sometimes see when we tell you, bring your hands to the ear, immediately this goes up here, as opposed to you come up here and it's a spiral. You are stable, stable. Sometimes you even see some statues, right? You see some Indian statues and the guy is standing up like this or whatever. Probably that's where it comes from. So it's here, and then this, and then when I'm ready, step out, transfer, and the transfer is just almost like a cascade. You came up here, you're going down the hill now, and out to the end, okay? So, transfer of energy, movement of from the central to the periphery, and then what the different parts of the body are doing to help you maintain your balance.
Monkey. Good Tai Chi posture. Commencing form, shift weight to the right. Heel comes up on your sole, off the ground, toe down, sole and arch. Hands rotate. Deep breath in as we elevate both hands at shoulder level. We drop our shoulders, flex our knees. Left hand in the center, right hand up higher, open palms. Watch that back hand come to the head, turn the head and neck, meet both hands in the center as we repulse the monkey, pulling back, pushing forward. Center, higher glance, bring it to the ear, turn your head and neck, meet hands in the middle, push forward, pull back. T stance, parallel and higher. Multitask, head, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher, set it up correctly. Magic begins. Brush knee. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Take an L, bottom hand advances, go up the horse's mane as if to give a person a snack. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T stance. Out on an L, bottom hand advances, go up the horse's mane. We're going to be floating clouds. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand so that the palm is seen. Sit back, sit down. Twist step, 12 o'clock, you should have a stem and a cup. We're going to twist on, pivot our left heel to the 9 o'clock. Flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, middle cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 9 o'clock only, flip the hands. Use your hips and waist to get to the digits of the clock. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. Use your hips and waist to get to the 9 to open. Middle cup. Only flip the hands at 3. Shift your weight at 12 o'clock to be a golden cockerel. And the other side. And kick out. And the other side. Holding our ball, we're going to ward off our opponent to grasp the bird's tail. Out on an L, bottom hand advances, forearm your opponent. Turn your hips and waist, reposition your hands. Sit down, sit back, use your hips and waist to turn. Contact, use your hips and waist to turn. Middle of the body, separate the energy, separate the hands, roll back, sit down. Spiral up and then forward. Other side, sit back, sit down. Twist step, hold your ball in a T stance. Take an L, ward off your opponent, forearm him and pause. Give him space. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands. Sit down, sit back, use your hips and waist to turn. Contact, use your hips and waist to turn again, push out. Separate the energy, roll back, sit down. Come up, lunge forward. Sit back, sit down, twist. Open twist, in twist. Tuck the right hand inside the cross, shift your weight to the left, bring it up, rotate, bring up the tiger, bring him closer to you, push him away one last time, separate the hands, palms down, drop the shoulders, let gravity take care of everything as you flex your knees. Heel comes up off the ground as you close your form. Good Tai Chi posture, commencing form, shift weight to the right, heel comes up on your sole, off the ground, toe down, sole and arch. Hands rotate, deep breath in as we elevate both hands at shoulder level. We drop our shoulders, flex our knees. Left hand in the center, right hand up higher, open palms. Watch that back hand come to the head, turn the head and neck. Meet both hands in the center as we repulse the monkey, pulling back, pushing forward. Center, higher glance, bring it to the ear, turn your head and neck, meet hands in the middle, push forward, pull back. T stance, parallel and higher. Multitask, head, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher, set it up correctly. Multi, magic begins. Brush knee. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Take an L, bottom hand advances, go up the horse's mane as if to give a person a snack. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T stance. Out on an L, bottom hand advances, go up the horse's mane. We're going to be floating clouds. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand so that the palm is seen. Sit back, sit down. Twist step, 12 o'clock, you should have a stem and a cup. We're going to twist on, pivot our left heel to the 9 o'clock. Flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, middle cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 9 o'clock only, flip the hands. Use your hips and waist to get to the digits of the clock. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. Use your hips and waist to get to the 9 to open. Middle cup. Only flip the hands at 3. Shift your weight at 12 o'clock to be a golden cockerel. And the other side. And kick out. And the other side. Holding our ball, we're going to ward off our opponent to grasp the bird's tail. Out on an L, bottom head advances, forearm your opponent. Turn your hips and waist, reposition your hands, sit down, sit back, use your hips and waist to turn. Contact, use your hips and waist to turn. Middle of the body, separate the energy, separate the hands, roll back, sit down. Spiral up and then forward. Other side, sit back, sit down. Twist step, hold your ball in a T stance. Take an L, ward off your opponent, forearm him and pause. Give him space. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands. Sit down, sit back, use your hips and waist to turn. Contact, use your hips and waist to turn again, push out. Separate the energy, roll back, sit down. Come up, lunge forward. Sit back, sit down, twist. Open twist, in twist. Tuck the right hand inside the cross, shift your weight to the left, bring it up, rotate, bring up the tiger, bring him closer to you. Push him away one last time. Separate the hands, palms down. Drop the shoulders. Let gravity take care of everything as you flex your knees. Heel comes up off the ground as you close your form.